on, buddy. Alright, here we go. We get stuff open so we can actually see chat and yell at them. Oh, let me post about the stream is online. There we go. I don't know about you guys, but I am ready for some light league playoff action. Fingers crossed for us on Fair Cape. We'll see. We will see. And they are ready to go on time, which is a rarity for Beer League, but I don't mind. It's going to be Imp Blue, Team 6V Red. Here we go. Ari, first pick here for Imp, I believe. I'm actually not super familiar who is on these teams, but I guess they really like the Ari. So, there it is. Stancy, are you ready? Are you guys ready for playoffs? Or not? Prepare to expose IQ? Hell yeah. How'd you guys do against them when you played it the first time? Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it went pretty handily for them, but roster was whack that week. I see. Fair enough. Plus, now we all know that IQ are frauds, so we'll see how you do against them. And in the rematch, assuming they pick you, they don't actually have to pick you yet. Right? Could theoretically pick somebody else. I don't think they will, but they theoretically could. And we're going to get the Yasuo coming in for Team 6E. Always exciting. And Zach to go with it as well, so they're preparing to build around it. I mean, Nasus for Imp, probably top, but we have seen some Nasus jungle enjoyers this season. Not necessarily in Beer League, but in general. And yeah, it looked like it's what that looks like. That is what it's going to be. Nasus jungle and Yorick top. Although I guess Yorick can jungle too if you really want to. And we'll see what Team 6V picks the counter to Yorick. I like Mordekaiser personally, but we'll see what they got. I'm just gonna go with the Trundle. I'm actually not sure how that matchup goes. I feel like Yorick should still win, right? I feel like he could just kite it out if he doesn't like the fight, but I guess we'll see. Full AD. Now that is an odd choice. I guess the Zach's gonna have to bring the AP damage. I will say I do think the Team 6V comp is a little disjointed. Obviously, Zach and Yasso want to go in. Trundle kind of wants to go in. Sivir can go in, but she preferred a kite, and Gianna definitely doesn't want to go in. So, I think they might have a chance to there, or they might end up having a hard time executing their team comp. On the other side, Nastus and York want to go in. Jen and Seraphine have a pretty good setup for that, and Ari kind of as well. But I think they could also play kite if they need to. So I definitely think I like their comp better overall, but it gets still depend on how well the Sivir does for 6V. I think the Sivir can stand her ground on DPS. I think they're in a good spot, but if she can't, if the Nast just kind of runs her down, they're gonna have a hard time. All right, well, they're doing champ select. I will be right back, and then we will go ahead and get into it. Okay. Pause that. We'll go ahead and get here into game one. Reminder, this is a best of 5 series, because that's what people voted on. So we could be here a while. At least 3 games. Potentially up to 5, hence the 5-game series. I will try not to fall asleep before the end of the series. I would also hope that the game will load. We got weak side Spesha on the Yorick. Not special, he couldn't afford the L, just Spesha. Take my leftovers? Hell yeah, I love leftovers. Well, it's because he takes no L's. There you go. He didn't want it. He let them keep the L. So the game's not loading. Usually, that means either the client is fucked up, or they had to pause. So we'll go ahead and try to reconnect and see what we can find. So I am not confident with how long it's taking to even put up a loading screen. But, oh, there it is. There we go.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay. Rune check here.
Minions have spawned.
We got fleet footwork on Yasuo. It's a little unusual, but if you're not super confident or if you're in a tough matchup, I think it's fine to do. Got Ignite on Trundle. No teleport from this time around. He wants kills. I actually agree with that against Yorick, because Yorick tends to heal a lot in fights. I actually think Trundle does too, though, so I think they both probably should take TP, but beyond that, everything else looks pretty normal. Bow spotted, indeed. The Doran's bow. This did just get buffed. They buffed the AD by 2. I don't know if that makes really enough of a difference to justify it when you win before, but there you go. The attack speed is really nice. I will grant that. I go out on Yasuo a lot because you're strong enough early, you don't need the HP in a lot of matchups, and the attack speed is really nice. So, best item in the game? You think so? Look at that. Zesty Queso forces the flash early, just the threat of the ignite there. And I think if York had his own ignite, he could have just stood his ground and probably won, I think. But in the end, he's still doing okay. You are obviously a lot less tanky in a level 1 all-in or level 2 all-in without D-Blade, because that's 80 less HP. And it is a substantial amount this early in the game. You don't get an extra potion, though, so we have to see how that lane goes down. Stay in bed on the top lane, indeed. Go Zester. Wow, York just wins that. Zesty Queso did not back down. He's like, well, I'm already kind of fucked. I might as well see if I can somehow win. And he could not. He had the wave pushing into him too hard, and he needed to respect that more and not try to go for an all-in there. So, got a little too excited. You see, even he knows it. Hit him with the oopsie. Real gank coming in here, but he should be fine. Nice charm there to avoid the CC chain. And Nasus obviously probably not going to be ganking a whole lot. Nasus is all about that stack life. How much stacks does he get off of first full clear? 69 stacks, very nice. There you go. That's how much he gets off his first clear, apparently. Now, I don't know how familiar Better Jungler is with Nasus tech. Light League or Stout? Light League. The League of the Light. But yeah, I don't know how familiar he is with like how to cycle his Qs in the jungle to get maximum stacks without taking too long to clear. So we'll see how he keeps up in terms of overall clear and stat count as the game goes on.
Won't be here long. An unholy mark.
Unfortunately, I would say that all of his lanes here are pretty independent. They don't need a lot of like jungle pressure help. So he can afford to just keep farming. He's just going to go ahead and rip this dragon here while the enemy bot lane is recalling. Smart macro call here just gets it nice and easy. Twitch pool for which of the old men on 6D fall asleep first, right? The caster, one of the options. Was 5-game series. This could be here a while.
See the mate.
Can't remember the last time I casted a 5-game series. You don't recognize your own opponents? Right? You say you're one of the remaining playoff teams, Brom. Hope you're familiar with these guys at this point. And they have their own playoff match tomorrow, I believe. I don't know if I'll be casting that one as well. And Trundle is kind of getting the business here by these Yorick ghouls. Although he does have a lot of sustain. You think I keep track of that? I'm not a team captain. Fair enough. Classic Eric 28, for sure. Nash's already level 6. He's gonna go rip the ulti here on Zac, but not gonna be able to take him down. And 153 stacks. Okay. I realize also that Trundle, the player, Zesty Queso, is also named Zac, I believe. So we're just gonna call him Zesty Queso or Zesty, because otherwise that'll get confusing. Yeah, other than that, early all-in top lane, pretty slow start here. People just kind of content to farm. What the fuck, 2 Zacs? Indeed.
I must dig.
Nasa's gonna go ahead and move in here on these grubs. Love the grubs getting 36 stacks from one objective. Ooh, the fight's breaking out over here. He also flashes the Seraphine ulti, and then gets a nice double knockup here from the Zac. He's gonna pop up, follow up with the ulti, and now Imp's gonna have to run away. But I think, ooh, nice flash by Ari. Will that be enough to save her? It will, at least for now. And then very nice E by Seraphine on the back. He's gonna pop the Zac passive, and then he's gonna go down here. And then Janna trying to see if she could do something here. Has to flash. She should be able to get out though, because she's fast. I don't think they can catch up to her. Okay, and all 3 grubs going on over to Imp, plus a couple kills. So great play for them, even though it looked like a good start, or it looked like a good play for 6v with the Yasuo combo, but they couldn't actually secure any kills. Well, that's not true. They killed Nasus. That's right. Never mind. I forgot. I thought they didn't have the first kill, so it was a 1-for-1 plus the objective. Okay, never mind. It's more even than I thought. 10 minutes into game 1 and Caster's already fucking trash. It's gonna be a long series. Go in here and land on Jin. He has both sums, but he's got to get CC chained here. Almost goes down, has to use both sums just to barely survive. As far as the matchup up here goes, I'd really like to see early executioners here for Yorick, like right after Triforce, so that all your ghoul harass keeps putting Brutus wounds on Trundle. That anti-heal will add up fast. Meanwhile, 60's gonna go ahead and just grab Dragon number 2 here for free. So. We'll do a stack check here. 243 stacks at 11 minutes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, they don't have the best like lockdown either for Nasus either. On the part of 60. Yeah, you have Jan ulti, but it's and like Q and stuff, but that's not really lockdown. That's just that's like peel, right? It's not quite the same thing. Like being able to keep it from getting on you and holding him in place so you can kill him are not necessarily the same thing.
Arise and return to this world.
We're going for the damage build. Oh! Nice tornado into ulti there by Yasuo. Blows the Aria ultimate, but now he's getting withered by Nasus. He's trying to stall out long enough for Zac to get here. He does, but I don't think they can win the fight. They're both just going to have to flee now. Ooh, all in here in the top lane. And that Bork damage from the Trundle looking pretty spicy forces Yorick back. Did not have Maiden for that fight, so yeah, you're definitely gonna lose a Trundle if you don't have. Well, actually, maybe he did. I'm a little confused how they lost this RTB as Maiden, but all right. I guess just because he doesn't have Grievous Wounds. As I was saying, we're going for the more aggressive Zac build here. Leandri's first, not Sunfire. So I like it just because his team needs AP. And because he's comboing with Yasuo, obviously having more damage is really helpful with that. He literally had a Maiden there. Yeah, I guess he did. I guess Trundle ulti plus no Grievous Wounds. You just stat check him. Plus Ignite, because obviously you have Ignite as well.
Perform your right.
Oh, yeah, Slamurai view botting semifinals. 16, not too high. That seems kind of low for a playoff match. Also, why would I view bot? I don't get paid. However, speaking of paying, Jin was up too far, and he's gonna pay for that. Seems like going down there. Did not have flash. And just gets caught out while Seraphine is away. And now Fight's breaking out here in the top lane. Trundle's going to come out, but so is Nasus. And he's going to have to... Honestly, I probably didn't have to flash. That seemed a little premature, but he is going to get out of there. Nasus stack check here. 354 plus Triforce, so he's super duper strong already. And they're going to go ahead and move here on to Rift Hill. On I like it, but at the same time I don't like it because it means they're going to be late to this dragon play. Especially because Seraphine is going to get engaged on down here. Looks like she'll get away though, but 60's probably going to be able to just take dragon number 3 here. Well, maybe not. Nasus does have ulti, but oh. Maiden, no! No, Maiden, you had so much to live for. Rest in peace, Maiden. Well, I'll say one big disadvantage here for Team Imp. They really don't have anyone tanky that wants to stand in front quite yet. The closest is Nasus, but he doesn't want to be tanking the whole enemy team if he can help it. It's kind of hard for them to get in at the moment. They're going to try. Nasus is going to go ahead and get engaged on here, and into the Yasuo ulti. He's going to go down, doesn't even get his ult off. And that should be Dragon number 3 here secured for Team 6, and indeed it will. And yeah, the game's been pretty close other than that, other than the Dragons, but 6v up to soul point already here at 17 minutes. So they're in a great spot. Joe Heimer in game 5, right? That will indeed be fun. Which one is Joe? I can't remember. It's Glow Aftershock, right? I think. He keeps changing his name every season. I can't keep up. Okay. Got a 2K gold lead here for 460 plus the Dragons, so they're in a great spot.
I must dig.
Yasuo gonna go ahead and grab the tower. It's gonna be first tower here. For Yasuo, it doesn't show that in the client for some reason. And now Yasuo's gonna overextend a little bit too far and gonna end up going down. Gonna be a plus 12 there for the Nasus.
Behold the horrors of the Isles.
And good Nat York does indeed build the Executioner's Calling after the Flint still capture, which is good. He needs both those items to have any chance of 1v1ing Trundle. Speaking of 1v1ing nobody, Seraphine gets caught here trying to ward, so she's on going down. And now this bot tower should go down as well as soon as this next wave arrives. Indeed it will. And even with that, he's still afraid to fight. Yeah, I mean that. I mean, yeah, you gotta. If your Maiden's fighting Yorick, you gotta fight. Give him the bonk. There you go. Maiden does go down, but he does get the kill. Yeah, I think he's getting a little too spooked. You got the items you need to beat him. You gotta just stand your ground. Let your wife help you out.
I thank you for your service.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, Trundle really no tank stats yet, just healing, so he goes down pretty fast if you just hit him with some bursts and Triforce Grasp procs with Q. That's a lot of damage. And if you're Imp, you need to start trying to get control of this area now, because if you've been late to the punch on all 3 of these dragons so far, and I think if Team 6v gets the position first, it's really hard for Imp to move in because they don't really have any frontline engaged champs. Jack's gonna go for Seraphine. You're finally gonna land the knockup. and that's going to be enough to take down Seraphine. Just barely one of the last ult bounces. So far, we're getting a lot of value out of that combo, which I would hope, given that you picked it. Nasus in a really rough spot here. He's got to try to turn. Goes for the Janna. No flash, though, because he opted for Ghost, so he's just going to get collapsed on here. Can he take anybody down with him? No. So, Nasus is going to go down, and now dying right next to Baron really bad, because now 6B could hop right onto the Baron after killing him, the jungler. And nobody, or Imp, in no position to really contest this. So this game kind of very quick, very pivoting hard in 6B's favor. Got a couple picks. Do it near the Baron pit. Not as far ahead of gold as you would think, but that Baron should make it a pretty easy secure there for this what is it, Chemtech Soul? No, Infernal Soul. Okay. Meta here is seeing as other subs currently sleeping to sub in the late night games. There you go. And they're going to move in here. York's going to TP in, but he's a little early. He doesn't have flash. He's immediately going to get engaged on here. But he's actually kind of tanky. Maybe it's okay. The Seraphine ult comes in. It gets partly wind walled, but now the fight's going to break out. And yeah, Team Imp just does not have the damage, even after a pretty solid CC chain there by Seraphine. They just don't have the follow-up yet. Jhin really doesn't do damage yet, and Ahri, you know, Ahri has good picks, but she really doesn't have the kind of DPS you're looking for. So yeah, they're going to go down here and lose Infernal Soul as well. Okay. And Team 6B pulling away. Everyone's untouched. Yep, pretty much. I mean, this is the no damage Jhin build right here. I'm not even saying it's wrong necessarily, but man, this has to be two of the lowest damage options possible for your first two items. So you really need that Infinity Edge before you start doing meaningful damage. And Nasus, while he's strong in terms of damage, he's just kind of getting focused by the entire enemy team. And his stacks have kind of fallen off as well. 494 are just getting to the 500 stack mark right now. This is pretty bad for Nasus jungle. Honestly, Nasus top too, but especially for Nasus jungle. That's the main appeal of Nasus jungle, is you get a lot more stacks, but he has not really been doing that lately. I think he's felt a little bit pressure to try to make some plays on the map, but they were not good plays. It would have been better just keep farming. I'm also not a huge fan of the Swifty boots. I get why you bought them, but when you've got 3 auto attackers you have to deal with, I definitely think you should go for steel caps. If you had like more setup to help you get in fights, and being kited was your main concern, then yeah, I could see Swifties, but they need this Nasus to be a tanky boy. Also going to go ahead and kind of get engaged with here. Has to flash out of the Yorkie. Now fight breaking out over here. Nasus fighting basically by himself, and a little bit of help from Seraphine over the wall, but now Jin'l's going to come in, and it's going to tickle them. And meanwhile, while that's happening, Yasuo actually manages to come around the side somehow and help out, but so does Yorick, and he does go down, so now it's a 2-for-1 here in favor of... No, 1-for-1. Somehow Trundle got solo killed by Ahri up in the top lane. Interesting. Okay. I didn't see that, but I'm kind of surprised Ahri had the damage to do that. But okay. And Black Cleaver second for York. That's kind of interesting. He does stack it pretty fast. With ghouls, obviously, but... I don't know. What do they usually go? I think they usually go like Shojin? Or the Armor Pen?
One more grave.
Serilda's Gauge? Serilda's something? But, I mean, Black Cleaver is always a solid enough item if you're a fighter, so an AD fighter, so it's probably fine. I really like to see Randowins on both Yorick and Nasus sooner rather than later, because they got double crit carries to deal with. Gold lead about 4,000 here for 6v, but obviously the objective lead is much more significant. And good news though, for Imp, Jin almost has IE. Probably one more wave, probably? Yeah, he might have it now, actually. Actually don't remember exactly the combined cost when you have all the components. I think it's 625? But either way, that will be hugely helpful once he has that. Baron about to come up again. And Imp not really paying attention, whereas 6v is clearly waiting for it. And they have vision control as well, so they're going to start it immediately. I think it's the right call because Imp either has no idea or is just conceding it. Okay. Oh, they're gonna go for a death bush here at the enemy blue buff. See what they can manage to find. Probably Zac. That's also probably the hardest to actually kill. Oh, and they pulled the trigger early. Oh, they're gonna go, but I don't know if you actually want this fight. I mean, Ari's not there. Very nice Seraphine ulti, though, and that's going to land on Zac. He's healing a ton, though. It takes a long time to actually go down. Now, Nasus really not tanky yet. Just can't tank both those ADCs for long. And he's going to end up going down, and now Ari teleports in, but it's going to be too late. As Imp is on the run. Yeah, Zac took a lot longer to go down than they expected. It kind of ruined the whole play. I also don't like that they pulled the trigger on him over here, because you can't follow up over the wall very easily, right? Just let him walk into you. I mean, maybe they're desperate, but, you know, it didn't work. That did, however. Give me a shutdown going on over to Jin. Which is higher seed? That's a good question. I believe 6v is the number 2 seed, I think. We'll look after the game here. So I actually don't know off the top of my head. York gonna go ahead and TP in here, try to get the Elder fast, but his team is really not shouldn't help him out yet. But he's just gonna go ahead and turn on the Janna and force her to run. And fortunately, eventually the enemy team caught up him as well, and now we got the melee Jin here. Going up too far, getting a little too excited, and gets absolutely destroyed. And then Nasus as well, really not that tanky yet compared to the damage that he's got coming in. And yeah, I think 6v1, Imp5. Well, there you go. Thank you, too easy. And Trundle, not quite able to get her, but I think that's going to be game here. Yeah, it looks like Team 6v is going to be able to end. Indeed they will. So that will be game 1 going on over to Team WWW. Okay. And we'll start getting ready for game 2 here. All right, it looks like they are swapping sides. They like to do. Looks like they're still working on creating the lobby, but they do have the draft ready to go. So let me put it in here. All right, here we go. Nocturne first pick. Okay. Nocturne is kind of an interesting champ in coordinated play because is obviously less effective as a form of confusion in coordinated play because the opposing team has voice comms, right? They can just say where he is. But it's also much easier to coordinate plays with your team of when to go in. So that makes Nocturne more valuable in that sense, according to play. So I'm actually wondering, overall, is Nocturne better or worse in competitive play compared to just casual solo queue? Probably Bruiser is better, I would guess. Assassin probably is worse. Bruiser, especially if you come out of like an Oriana or something, probably better. right. Okay, look at the rest of the draft here. Xerath, and blind pick Xerath is an interesting choice. Or actually, no, it wasn't blind pick. He picked it into Aurora. That's actually kind of spooky. I don't know if I like that pick. I guess you got to be on the ball with your E's. And Gragas top Vor's SDKso, well-known Gragas enjoyer. To go against it's going to go against the Urgot. Actually, not sure how that matchup goes. If they both E into each other, does the Urgot E win? I actually don't know. I assume it does, because it has like other stuff. Depends. Oh god. If it's in like melee range, I see. But no. Okay, interesting. It'll be Senna's or Kaisa Senna bot lane for Imp, and then Wukong jungle versus Xayah Poppy of Nocturne. I don't know how I feel about either of these team comps, to be honest. I think they're both a little sus. Gragas is one of the highest prio spells, I guess. I guess they both have contact or hit upon contact effects, but I guess Gragas' hitbox is slightly larger, so his will hit first. I'm assuming that's how it works. right. Here we go. Zesty going with the Ignite once again. Ignite Gragas top with Mana Crystal start. That is wild.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Minions have spawned.
In terms of rune check here, everything looks pretty normal. I think Deathfire Touch on Senna is correct. I believe that's the new rune that they're all going now. So it makes sense to me. And everything else looks pretty normal. I will say, obviously, early on at least, Storm Raiders is not nearly as good on Gragas as Phase Rush was. So you don't do enough damage early on to proc it reliably. So it makes Gragas's early laning a lot less annoying if you're for melee champions. Now, it says that Gragas' E is a knockup, so why does Tenacity reduce it? Because it definitely does. Like, if you buy Merc Treads against Gragas, you get hit by an E, your movement lockout is noticeably shorter, even though it says a knockup. So I'm wondering if it's actually coded partly as a stun. I'm not sure. Early gank here, level 3 gank by Nocturne. Interesting choice. Gonna go for the flash. The flash E on Gragas, but does not quite have the damage to actually secure the kill. And then Gragas gets a little greedy to get the kill himself and ends up trading back the kill. So there you go. Honestly, poorly played by both top laners. So in the end, I think them both dying and going even is deserved. Because his E is programmed as a hybrid stun airborne effect tenacity reduces duration. I mean, I'm assuming that's correct because tenacity definitely works on it. So I've played it. I've had the misfortune of laning against Gragas top many times, and once you have Merc Treads, it's very noticeable when you get E'd. Oh, I hold it. Why did that happen? Let's see here. For science. No, fuck that. I don't care about that. Yeah, I guess because he was close enough that the E hitbox overrides the Urgot E goes through before the Gragas E. That's interesting. I know you did say that, but I wonder why exactly that is mechanically. Why the range matters. But either way, they changed Urgot Gragas E interaction. I think you might have just been too close, my friend. Or you might have started your E too late. No. But either way, he did not expect that to happen. Ooh, nice stun there by Poppy on Senna. She's going to go down. Lots of damage coming out. No. I don't know if Poppy needed the flash there, but they do survive. Now, let's see if it happens again. Oh. Okay. He's actually kind of afraid to test the E again. He's Eing away instead of Eing in. Interesting. Okay. He spooketh. I mean, he needs to be. If he's wrong, he 100% dies there, so I don't blame him for Eing away. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab the dragon there for free. Interesting. The game really wanted to watch top for some reason instead of looking at that. I don't know why. That's why directed cam annoys me sometimes. It gets interested in really dumb things that it shouldn't be. If you're a guy, I really want to see you go pushing this wave out and going down and getting that fruit. Because the fruit has just spawned. For those of you who don't know, the first honey fruit in the river on each side spawns at about 6 minutes and 15 seconds. So that's something you want to keep in mind during the laning or during the early laning phase. Know when that's going to come up so you can play around it. As for when they spawn after that, I'm actually not sure. So. Whoa, very interesting. Gragas ulti there. I assume he was trying to get him in the tower, but did not happen. Whoa! Goes for the E flash on Urgot, but whiffs it. So, oops. I'm not sure that would have been a kill even if it had landed, to be honest. Gragas still has flash and E, so I think he could have just flashed across and E'd away. I think it would have been fine, but you know, I respect the attempt there by Mr. Weakside Special. Trying to make a big play. We're going to, speaking of big play, we're going to go for the dive there. Kaisa became a victim under her tower there. Tough. Let's go Beer League. Woo! We are working on scheduling for the first round of Stout League playoffs next week. It's looking like BWS versus 2 will play on Monday. So that will most likely be the first Stout beer match. So if we could somehow get somebody to cast that, would be super neato. Assuming that's when we do end up playing. So we'll need to confirm that for sure. It is really unfortunate that the API is broken for playoffs, because it makes casting games a lot more inconvenient. But it also means there's less of them to cast, so. I really don't think Kaisa needs the flash there, but she's scared. And count here in the top lane. What's gonna come out? Flash is gonna come out by Gragas. He does still have his ulti, but it's a little too late. gets into Urga execute range. He goes down. Okay. Gragas kind of getting worked so far this game. Ooh, nice simple snare there by Senna, and Aurora down to gank as well. We're gonna pop the ulti. That's gonna be a Xayah going down. Can they finish off Poppy as well? Whoa! Very aggressive play there by Senna. Too aggressive, in fact. Gonna go down to the Xerath roam. Yeah, Poppy, very very deceptively tanky when she's low health because she gets all those extra resistances and she gets like the shield and stuff if she's attacking. So it is it's hard to finish off a Poppy sometimes. That would have been hard to kill her even if she had landed the flash. In terms of the overall game, very close so far. Interesting build here for this case, though. Not opting for a lost chapter item. Instead starts Sapphire Crystal and then immediately goes into Rocket Belt. Okay. Interesting. I guess it does make it tankier for a cheap cost and nice cooldown. And 60 can go ahead and move in on a dragon here, but Imp does see them. And they try to walk forward here. They are, but Poppy's kind of boxing him out, which is what she should be doing. Wukong's going to go ahead and get into the pit. Thinks up and stealth, and he's going to yoink the dragon. But now the fight's going to break out. Zerath's going to open over the wall. Kai'Sa's going to end up going down. But so will the rest of Imp, or the rest of Team 6v that's left. So that'll be a 3-for-1 and a dragon in favor of Imp, but over here in the top lane, that Kung Fu fighting. What happens here? There's Urgot. Oh, yeah, he gets ulted body bumped into tower. Yep. He doesn't have flash, so he's gonna take too much damage from the tower and go down. Yep. A little too close to the sun without flash. No. Nice solo kill there by SFCK, so to rebound a little bit in top lane. Trevor showed up for a stream. It has been known to happen. Another gank coming up here in the top lane. Wukong really enjoyed ganking the Gragas. Let's see if we get some trash talk in the chat by Zesty Queso. I have a feeling it's coming. No, apparently not. Okay.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
for another Poppy into Nocturne dive on the tower. Very lethal combo there. Bop. Ooh, but they end up actually losing, taking 2 deaths on the return by the tower. That tower ramp up damage is no joke. Okay. So it ends up being actually a 2 for 2, just due to how crazy that tower damage was.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess they're Poppy's not that tanky yet, but probably still worth it overall. Rocket Belt Rush coming up in handy there. Dodges the Senna fruit thing. Team's kind of converging around the pit here, and Kaisa is in a really bad spot, and Kaisa is very dead. Yeah, you don't get to beat her without Flash. That was maybe she was hoping to like somehow ulti and place herself over the wall, but she is dead. So rest in peace.
It's not dented.
Now, Rocket Belt Rush here for Aurora as well, which is interesting. He actually kind of probably saved her there, so there you go. But now Poppy's coming in. Oh, wait, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. What the fuck was that? Okay, so Poppy comes in. She goes for the stun, but it doesn't work? What? Because of the Aurora ult? Okay, I'm very confused. That was a very strange interaction. Okay. It gets Aurora out of the stun somehow, but in the end it doesn't matter. She does go down. But now, rest in peace to Xerath there. The flash of little safety. Gragas go ahead and TP in. Wukong going in. That's probably a little too much. He's going to go down here. Does not have W. No, he gets it now. Gets it up just in time. Urgot actually uses the E to kind of cancel out part of the Poppy ulti so he doesn't fly so far away. Okay. Okay. And they're both going to go for Dragon here once again. Aurora TPing in. But this is a really good TP spot. Should be able to get... Oh, doesn't that actually have ulti up yet? I think it'll be enough. Get, ooh, just enough damage with the Rocket Belt to take down Nocturne. Okay. Rocket Belt providing some value here. Definitely less damage than going something like Luden's, but the utility is really nice. And it's cheaper. Actually, not that much cheaper. She doesn't end up going down, but while that is happening, Imp goes ahead and grabs the dragon, so now they're at soul point. So, pretty much an inverse of last game in terms of objectives. But whoa! Going for Xerath here. Taking a ton of damage and having to back off, but now he's going to get snared. And get snared like he just don't care and he's dead. Gragas there to save the day and get Xerath out of there. Okay. And you know, for all that effort they put in ganking top, Gragas really isn't that far behind. 1.5k, but he's still plenty useful as Gragas. He's holding his own and finding ways to contribute, so. Meanwhile, his bot lane is way ahead, so. Obviously, a Gragas that's behind is a lot more useful than an ADC that's behind, typically speaking. Interesting to see Kai'Sa not going for the new static shift attack, instead going for the typical Kraken Rageblade build. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of bait in Urgot here, and it's gonna work just barely. Just not quite. Whoa! No, just kidding. He does him the old ring around the rosy there, and that gives enough damage from the Urgot turret legs to take down Nocturne. Okay. Well played by weak side Spisha. Clearly Nocturne did not expect that damage from those Urgot legs, but those things fucking hurt.
Pain doesn't own you.
I'd just like to point out that I guess the Urgot and Gragas both have basically the same amount of items. Boots, 2 items and a component. But Gragas has almost 2,000 less gold. Can we get a nerf on these mage item costs, please? Thank you, Brett. They're too cheap. Can we get a nerf on the proto belt cost, please? I'm shocked that Ryan's not done it already. When people started going rocket belt on Ahri, it was, or Orianna, it was time. Oh, Gragas using the Brook Tail on the tower goes in, but not able to land the E. Does get the ulti off though, and now the ult's going to execute, and that's going to be a nice spear here, and that's going to buy enough time to peel for the Senna, who will now live thanks to the help from the Urgot. Okay. Another nice play there by Urgot and Imp. Potential Chemtech Soul coming up here pretty soon. Which is kind of wild that that Aurora gets to get away without building a mana item. You just don't have to build one because her mana costs don't. She's one of the few mages in the game where your mana costs don't scale with rank at all. The base mana cost is what they stay for the entire game. So it's very, I assume that was deliberate, but it's an odd way to design a champion. But it does make it so that mana items are not nearly as necessary on her as they are for a lot of mages. For a bit of engagement, you're gonna go ahead and get a nice attempted pick on the side by Xerath, able to flash the combo, so gonna live for now. And now Wukong is in. And Xerath's gonna go down, and now, whoa! That looks kind of weird, but in the end, Poppy does get executed by the Urgot ultimate. Well, that should be enough to secure Dragon Soul here for Imp. As long as Nocturne doesn't ult in and steal it. But he doesn't have vision, so that's going to be Chemtech Soul going over to Imp. Kind of forgot that Nocturne's subtlety and going down here. Definitely should have saved Flash. Because you cooked as soon as that ult came in, but yeah, it's hard to make that decision in the moment. You know, the rest of Imp trying to see if they can get some revenge, but they will not. And that's kind of why you need Zanya's if you're Aurora. Not just so that, but just so you can make plays, aggressive plays to your team, and then Zanya's while your team follows up. I personally find Aurora really hard to play in team fights without Zanya's. Unless you have someone else to, like, get you in reliably. But if you're having to, like, engage yourself with W and ulti, you need the Zanya's. So, plus, it's helpful when Nocturne presses buttons on you.
It's not dented.
Do a Senna stack check, because why not? 80 stacks. Oh, I didn't know Senna got AD from her passive. I knew about the crit and the range, and the potential lifesteal, but I didn't know about the AD as well. Interesting. I guess it makes sense. Oh, and oh no! Oh, Xerath walks right into the Urgot, and Urgot, so surprised, he completely whiffs his ulti, but it doesn't matter. I also don't think he needed the flash there, but he wanted to make sure he wasn't going to get away. So pops the flash, and Xerath goes down. Okay. Imp says, all right, this is our moment. We're going to go ahead and start the Baron here. Call Kai'Sa over. And they got great vision control here so far. I don't like that Urgot is so far away, though. Let's give him a flank angle. I do like that they're breaking off this and going for the fight instead. He's going to go ahead and go in on the Xayah and manages to get the second knockup off before Xayah can press E, so no big feather return ability. What the fuck is that ability called? Blade Caller. Deadly Plumage, Double Daggers, Feather Storm. The only one I knew was Feather Storm because she yells sometimes, I think. Yeah, well played by Imp. Kind of baiting him in with the Baron and then flanking with the Urgot. Oh. Oh my god, that was close. I actually think Xerath could have stolen that. Let's see. One, two, three, four. He might have been able to, but I don't blame him for trying to just go for the jungler. And yeah, that will be Baron going on over to Imp. 6k gold lead. Chemtech Soul there in a great spot. I will say I do find it funny that that Imp has triple Black Cleaver. Part of me wonders if they're, maybe could have swapped out one of those for something else, but it is a pretty good item on all three champions, so maybe it's fine, even if you're probably going a bit overkill on the armor shred. I guess that's not the main reason you really get Black Cleaver anyway, most of the time. It's just a really good item in general. The armor shred is kind of a bonus. Unless your guys like Malphite or something. I do find it weird that they made the armor shred item for fighters also just like a really generically good item. Because like Bloodletters isn't like that. Like if you want a generic item of in that vein and you don't care about the shred for AP, you get Riftmaker. But there is no Riftmaker equivalent for AD champs, so they just go Black Cleaver. Want some help with that shred? Yeah, I mean, it's a good item. I like the stats package. 40 AD, 400 health, 20 ability haste, and some move speed. I mean, it's all nice. This would be a decent item even without the armor shred, but just odd that so many people buy the armor shred item and they don't even really care about the armor shred. Whereas if you're buying bloodletters, you're buying it very specifically because you want the MR shred. So there are other options you can get instead if you don't care about that. Also, sup, Dark Master. You're this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're the support for Team Kate, right? I know your name from somewhere. Yep. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, both teams congregating on the Elder Pit here. Aurora looking for a flank on the side. Is not seen for now, but can't really get much closer without being seen. I mean, you do have this. I say just fucking rip it. Just Protobelt it, Protobelt ult in. Oh, Wukong's gonna go! Oh no, Aurora's here! Pop ult is gonna go for... Oh. And it's a little hard to hold on. It's a little hard to follow this fight. Let me go ahead and back up here. So Urgot flash keys in while in stealth to go for Xerath. Xerath flashes out, so he survives for now. Then Wukong gets punted out, but now Nocturne's gonna go in on the back line, and he's gonna take down almost both backliners. But in the end, I think Team 60 played that fight better, but I think they're far enough behind that they still lost. So that's how it goes sometimes. All right. And that will be Elder going on over 2 Imp plus an 11k gold lead, so they just need to finish this one off. And Urgot's got the Big Daddy at him now in the Overlord's Bloodmail, so he's going to be a lot scarier. I feel like this item isn't built enough. Honestly, like I know like Set likes it, Mundo builds it occasionally, but I think if you're any sort of like HP stacking fighter, you should be trying to get this at some point, because the amount of just raw stats from it you get as like a 4th or 5th item is just insane. So I think if you're, you know, your Garens and your Dariuses and your Alawis and stuff should all be trying to get that item at some point. Meanwhile, over here, trying to get a Raucous ambush from the bush combined with the Nocturne ulti. That's going to be enough to get the ADC. But they are still fighting into a team with Elder. So they trade one back for now. Meanwhile, Urgot is down in the bot lane, threatening the dive on Xayah. He's going to have to back off here. They're going to go ahead and kind of collapse here on Urgot. Looks like they should be able to. I don't think he can get away with it. He's going to have to try to turn, I think, and try to trade kills with that Elder. And he indeed will. He's going to go for Poppy. But Poppy's shield comes in, and that's going to be enough to save for the Elder for now. But no, does end up going down. But they do end up getting Urgot. Okay. These two probably a little spooked because Nocturne ulti is up. I don't like them splitting up here. Stay with your Wukong. You never want your monkey too far away. Keep your monkey within arm's reach. But in the end, they're fine. right. Wukong could go ahead and get a nice pick here on Zera, but no flash this time. But Poppy is able to go and get in and heal him, and now he's kind of stuck in no man's land. But he's so strong right now, it doesn't matter. Ends up fighting his way out of it long enough for Imp to catch up. Okay. Bit of a ballsy play, but that is a we are ahead, let's just force the action type of play. Okay. Didn't even have to use his GA. They're gonna go ahead and go for the end here while they got freezing down. I think it's the right call. I don't think Team 60 has the damage, even if they don't fight back at all, and they do not. Some could say monkey business, indeed. And that will be game 2 going on over to Imp. So here we go. We have a series. I'm gonna go ahead and join. Get ready for the draft here for game 3. Okay. All right, teams will be swapping sides yet again. Both sides clearly wanting red. Makes sense. Caster's still awake for now, but we're going to go to at least game 4 tonight, so we'll see. Three games to go. We might. We genuinely might. 11 p.m. with 3 games left. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I should probably talk about the draft, huh? Malphite first pick for Imp, interesting. I guess it is a flex. And Karma Caitlyn, very strong, pokey bot lane. Rise, solid mid laner. And then Ambessa could flex mid or top as well. Or mid or top. I guess you could flex a mid as well, but top or jungle. And then Silas immediately to go against the Malphite. Okay, and then Sona Ezreal. Okay. And then Mundo pick I really like so far based on what you see from the enemy team. Ambessa could be kind of rough if he has to lane against it. I know from experience that matchup is really lousy for Mundo. But if he's laning against Malphite, he's A-okay. And then Swain, last pick, gonna be mid lane. You don't see a lot of mid lane Swain. But he will be going against the Rise. I feel like Rise is actually really good against Swain. You have enough damage and mobility, or DPS and mobility, to just kind of handle whatever Swain does. But I do like Swain overall with the 6v comp. They're clearly going for like a run in and outlast you kind of comp with Mundo and Swain and Sona. Whereas Imp will rely more on burst, so Imp needs multiple people to heal, so much healing. Yeah, indeed, that is a lot of healing. A lot of healing, indeed. I do think this Mundo really has the potential to go crazy if he gets going, because the DPS on Imp is not great. It's really not great. But the CC on Team 6v is not great either. So if this Ambessa gets going, she could really get going. Their only hard CC is Silas Chain and Swain E. That's it. Well, I guess Sona ulti too, but not a lot in terms of like heal if that Ambessa's diving your back line. So Silas cucked with their Malphite ult. I mean, if he's having to engage with it and then get bursted, yeah, probably. But if he's following up with like a Mundo and Swain, or like helping them get in, it's probably fine. While we wait, let's go ahead and do the Lodal, because I totally forgot. I meant to do this earlier, but I forgot. So, we'll go ahead and start with Caitlyn, because she is a champion in this game. Okay. A mana range top laner that isn't human. Interesting. And it's an early champion. Janna? Was that a guess, Stancy, or did you do that already? Fess up. Living my best life, my best second life? I've never heard this quote before. Yone? Echo? I have no idea who this champion is. I know there's some champions that are back from the dead, like Scion, but doesn't sound very angry. GP? It's definitely not GP, it's not angry enough. My best second life. Senna? There we go. Senna. Makes sense. That is Renekton's passive. I know that very well because I'm a Renekton enjoyer. Five. Champion is 5. I have no idea who this is supposed to report to. It's not Jin, obviously, but 5. Twisted Fate. Moon. Diana. Moon. I have no idea who this is supposed to be. 5 Moon. Oh, it's a Philios, right? Don't know what the number 5 has to do with it, because I guess he's got 5 weapons. I guess that's what it stands for. And that is obviously a that's a Yasuo skin. That is the old man Yasuo skin. I'd recognize that in a heartbeat. What is it called? It's Foreseen? It's Foreseen. There we go. All right, that was easy. The first one took no time at all because we got on the second guess. I don't know if Stancy cheated. I have a feeling he might have. Because that was a pretty good guess if he wasn't cheating. In terms of these comps, yeah, I think Imp could have a DPS problem if this 3-headed monster of Swain, Mundo, and Sona really gets going. I think they could kind of be invincible. So we'll see. We will see. Bit of an odd champion choice for Zesty Queso as well. I don't think I've ever seen him play Mundo. Ambessa seems more like his style of champion, but here we are with the Mundo. I guess we will see some more variety in champ picks. And get into it. All right, here we go.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Minions have spawned.
All right, rune check here. Deathfire Touch on Rise is definitely interesting. I don't know about that one. That one is questionable. I mean, I guess it'll make your poke a little bit nicer. And Conquer on Ezreal. I know that's what they used to do. But I know they've kind of switched to lethal tempo, but that's also weird to me. I think it's fine. And then, yeah, everything else. Going for the more aggressive build on Sona with the Aerie rather than the Guardian that they usually go. And then Electrocute on the Malphite. So it will indeed be Malphite jungle and Bessa top, which is definitely the better choice in terms of matchups. Early Dark Seal buy for Silas. I like that a lot. Silas jungle, obviously very aggressive early pick, looking to snowball, so first pick Dark Seal makes perfect sense. Or first back Dark Seal makes perfect sense. I don't know about the whole farming 3 camps and then backing thing, but I do like the Dark Seal. Up the ghost here, get a little spooked. Yeah, that percentage HP damage from Mbessa Q hurts a lot. And look at that, 4.8% max HP, 4.9% max HP. If you're getting hit by that by Moto, it does a lot of damage.
only.
Slow start here to the game once again. I don't really think there's much in the way of kill pressure in any lane. Probably the most is in top, but even then it's a Mundo, so I think things will be pretty chill. Start out. Imp's gonna go ahead and start the dragon here with the level 5 Malphite. I don't like this. Level 5 Malphite, not the most useful champ in the world. And now they are on the way in here. Swain's gonna go ahead and pop ulti, try to get into the pit, but so far they're kiting him out. They actually do manage to get the dragon. Oh god, and the mouth, he gets level 6 off of doing the dragon and gets the ulti off, but immediately dies afterwards. But now Ambessa has TP'd in to help out. That's gonna be enough to turn the fight in Imp's favor, plus the dragon. Okay. So I said slow start, but they heard me because there's 5 kills and an objective right there. Okay, I didn't like the play overall for Imp in terms of like deciding to do dragon there, but it ended up working out. Pretty lucky that Malphite got level 6 off of killing the dragon there. That kind of turned the fight in their favor, combined with the Ambessa TP. Red side draft is a crime. You don't like it? I think it's fine. The only pick here I don't particularly care for is the Ezreal. But I don't think it's terrible. I would have preferred something a bit more go-any, like a Nyla or something, or like an Ashe, but I think Ezreal's fine. Very safe ADC pick to go along with the Sona, which I think is probably a good call. Very close game here once again. About 600 gold difference. But they're equal and spread out, so that barely even matters. What, 100 gold per lane? Who cares? Huge farm lead for the for Malphite though. I guess that's where a lot of the gold is. here on Dragon number 2. Oh boy, who let Silas through and picking Malphite? It was first and second pick, so they first picked Malphite and then immediately countered with Silas. So I don't know if they were thinking about Silas before, but as soon as they saw the Malphite, their eyes lit up. All right. Whoa, Imp in position here. RMS tries to go for the sneaky ulti in, but does not land. Now the fight's going to break out here, but Swain will be doing a lot of work. And Imp kind of being forced out of here. They don't have the damage to actually finish them off here. I guess it ends up being a 1-for-1, but they do get forced off of the dragon, so that will be going on over to 6B. They don't accidentally let it reset. Surprisingly little death considering how that fight was going, but in the end, only 1 kill on each side.
Fix.
They're going to go ahead and grab the Rift Arrow here. And now Malphite's going to go ahead and steal Silas is going to steal the Malphite ult counter. So they will get the Rift Arrow, but it will be costly. Game's still very close, though. First tower's gonna go down. I believe that's first tower. Yes, it is. Caitlyn and Karma get first tower. No surprise there, but I think Caitlyn's gonna pay with her life. Indeed, she will. And Karma, still alive for now. And Malphite's gonna come in. And Caitlyn! Ah! Just let your team do it! I want to help, but they got you out! Don't let your sacrifice be in vain, and now it's going to turn, and can Karma finish off Sona here? I don't think so. The minion wave is going to show up in time. Well, actually, no, because... Oh, I guess she does. It slows her down enough to get him out, but... Okay. Mundo actually opting not to go for the Warmog's Rush that you typically see these days, instead for the Heartsteel. But it doesn't seem to be hurting him at all. He's got great farm, even in a bad matchup, so clearly... You know, you go Warmogs because it's the safer option, but if you don't need to be safer, then yeah, Warmogs are then Heartsteel first is better. So, is SDK so confident? Can you show Caitlyn runes? Yes, she did. She went Gathering Storm, Absolute Focus with Lethal Tempo. So, yep, full scaling runes by the looks of things. Yeah, I think you definitely almost always want to go scaling runes on Caitlyn. I think the late game burst is kind of like half the reason you play Caitlyn. So yeah, I agree with the rune setup here. Even if you give up a little bit of lane pressure. Which I mean, you're against Ezreal Sona. How much lane pressure are you really gonna have, right? Moving in for position on dragon number 3. Mundo TPing in. Whoa! Swain kind of tries to go for the flash pull there to redirect the E onto Rise, but it does not land. So both teams now just going to be posturing around this dragon. Silas is going to use the Malva ulti here to engage on Karma. She's going to go down. And now Imp is split up and has to try to bail. Are they going to be able to get out? No. Or no, the Rise ult does get him out. Okay. And now Malphite's here having to pop ulti to try to escape. He's going full AP. Which I really don't like this call. I don't mind the Malignance, but I think you need to be tanky after. You can't afford to be squishy. I guess a team like this that's just designed to wear you down. And now, they're just saying, hey, we just killed them. We're near Baron. Do the Baron. Imp is moving in, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop him. Although Silas is getting pretty low. And Besser's going in, actually doing a lot of damage, forces Sona out of the pit. He's going to be able to finish off the kill. No. And it actually gets them to drop the Baron, so it's going to reset. So this is a successful contest, even though you gave up a couple deaths for it. You stopped the Baron. Yeah, I really don't like the Morello. I don't like getting grievous wounds. I don't like a lot of things about it. I don't like a lot of things about it, but yeah. On Bramble. Yeah. I mean, I actually do think that Oblivion Orb is the better Grievous Wounds item in this scenario because Swain isn't going to be autoing you. Mundo's probably not going to be autoing you. The people that are doing the healing probably aren't autoing you with your Malphite. So I do like the heal heel cut. I just don't. One, I don't like the Malphite's building, and two, I don't like you building to a full Morello. You need to be tanky. You can't be doing this full AP shit. Unless you get like insanely fed, but he is not. So, nevertheless, the game is still very close in terms of overall gold. Only about a 400 gold lead here. Malphite is going to go ahead and get caught out. Close flash. And Malphite also going to get stolen. And that's tough. That's why you needed to ult away sooner. So that didn't happen, but it looks like Rise should be able to get away at least. Nope, just kidding. Well, he's still not dead. Okay, now he's dead. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, this Malphite pick is not working the way he hoped. The Silas has been getting a lot better Malphite ults than the Malphite has. And he doesn't get as many of them. And Mundo, well on his way, already has his 4 items. He's got phenomenal CS. Well, maybe not phenomenal CS, but he has really, really good CS. You know, if Mundo's got a gold lead at this point in the game, you're doing well. The push, push, push can begin. I don't like that Ambessa doesn't have Grievous Wounds. You need to have kill pressure on this Mundo to keep him from free farming, and you do not. So, yeah. Fight's breaking out here, but yeah, I think the Mundo Swain top is online. They simply do not have the damage to deal with it. Yep, I think we're just kind of doing a slow march towards the end here. 460. And yeah, this is why I like the comp. I mean, after they get once Muno and Swain and Sona get going far enough, they're kind of invincible. and Imp doesn't really have an answer, so that's why I was totally fine with the comp. So, JWM, definitely don't agree with the draft analysis there, but there we go. Or Malphite is so squishy, you can't actually tank for long. And we're going down there, even though they kind of had a catch there on Silas. I've seen enough raise Eric's cost. True. Eric hasn't died once this entire series. Clearly he needs to have his cost raised. Rest in peace, Karma. Yep, I think we've reached the point of no return here for the for the 6 feet top, barring something truly extraordinary. I just don't see there's any way that Imp can win. Also, all of the Dragon Souls are pretty good on Mundo because their effects all scale with AD, AP, and health. And because Mundo double dips on AD and health with his E passive, he's basically double dipping on the value of the Dragon Souls as well. So like, look, Infernal Soul does 283 damage compared to Ezreal, where it only does 183 damage. Or like Sona, where it only does 144 damage. And so he does way more damage than anyone else on his team. What's the cooldown on Infernal Soul anyway? 3 seconds. Okay, I never actually knew what it was. Pretty low. And that will indeed be game 3 going on over to Team 60. Well done to them. That's just how they interact with the champions. I mean, that too, but Mundo also gets more value out of the champions because he lasts forever, so he has to proc them over and over and over again, right? So he also gets more value in that sense. But yeah, we're moving on to game 4 here. Plus, I mean, the only one that doesn't scale with stats is Cloud Soul, and obviously Cloud Soul is extremely good on Mundo because move speed. I mean, he's good with any of the souls, to be honest. I can't think, like, all of the souls are good on him. Ironically, the worst one is probably Oat or Mountain Soul, even though he's a tank, air quotes. Oh, that's not right. Here we go. Okay. And something I hadn't considered before now. I do not have a thing that says beyond the game 3. I only have games 1 through 3 because I did not have game 1s made for game 4 and 5 yet. So just pretend that says game 4. And the teams are switching sides once again. Why does it look like that? Hold on. Let's scoot you over a bit. There we go. Okay. Mudo's not a tank, he's a juggernaut. Indeed he is. Indeed he is. But lots of people still call him a tank. So there you go. Mumu first pick here for Team 6V. He was a tank previously, but they expanded class definitions at some point. No longer use tank. Well, he also used to be more tank-like, too. Like, he's always been, you know, run at you and do damage, but it used to be he would just run at you and sit on you with Sunfire and his W1 and slowly burn you down. Whereas now Mundo is more of a burst champion with all that AD and the Titanic Hydra and the running around and being fast and stuff. Like, he has a different, obviously the super tankiness remains, but the overall play style is, in terms of how he does damage, is very different. He's definitely not a slow burn champ anymore. If anything, his DPS is actually kind of bad, and he struggles to finish off targets because of it. I remember when Sunfire was the item, the Mundo item. Good times. I enjoy Heartsteel, but a part of me enjoyed that that Sunfire stand on top, Sunfire Spirit Visage stand on top of people play style. Oh, I forgot to turn the music back on. Thought it felt weird. There we go. Horky Nami is his pro play. Yawn. Indeed. Zyra Misfortune. And Shyvana picked for Imp. Interesting. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I really need to use the restroom, I just realized, so I will be back. Okay. I'm back. Time to talk about this draft. I do see we have the very spicy, zesty queso GP coming. You hate the Garen pick. I actually don't mind Garen against Gangplank. I think once you get Stridebreaker, this matchup gets, like, early on it sucks, but once you get Stridebreaker, this matchup gets way more manageable. I am interested to see what the Shyvana does. Hui, just very good generalist pick. Kind of goes with everything. And then Syndra on the other side. Yeah, kind of similar, to be honest. Definitely engage advantage here for Team 6v with the Amumu. Honestly, Amumu criminally underplayed, I think, in Beer League, just because of how strong that engage is. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. Hey, Slam, we need a third for Arena. You down? You're not busy? No, I'm definitely not busy. I got nothing. I got nothing going on at the moment for sure. But you go on ahead without me. I actually hate Arena, so tough. I don't think Amumu is that good. Probably better in the Light League, though. I mean, honestly, I think even Stout League it would probably be fine. I think Amumu ult, like Flash Amumu ult, is such an incredible playmaking ability that it can make a lot of games work when they otherwise wouldn't. I don't know. I just think he's underpicked. He's underpicked. Especially now that even his early game is pretty good because you got double Q and Conqueror. Like you could fight people. It's not like the old days where your early game was dog shit. You could just get invaded all the time. So I don't know. I just think he's underpicked. He used to be a Beer League staple, but you don't really see him that often anymore, which is a shame. What is Amumu's winner right now? Actually, I'm curious. Yeah, 51.5%. It's probably a little bit low by Amumu standards. He's fine. I think he's just very mid. Yeah. I don't know. I think that teams in Beer League that struggle to really have a go button, that don't really have a go button, really struggle. So, and you could kind of see it in some of these games where they had Malphite and Zac, or they had Zac and then Silas with Malphite ulti. When you have those go buttons on Team 6v, it's a lot easier for them to make plays, whereas they didn't really have as good of one in Game 2, and they ended up dropping that one. So, all right. Also, I didn't mean to turn that off. Oops. It's okay. All right, here we go. Game 4. Rune check. Okay. Electrocute on Syndra. Going for the more aggressive laning build. I like it. I don't know objectively how good it is, but I've never been a big fan of First Strike Syndra. I feel like you just give out too much lightning power by doing that. So I personally approve of the Electrocute, even if I'm not sure how good it actually is. On the other side, I personally disapprove of the First Strike MF, even though it's probably statistically good. I think you give up too much landing power by going First Strike on MF, who's normally a strong landing ADC. I'd much rather see like PTA or something. But that's just my personal bias. It's definitely not objective facts. But anyway, beyond that, everything else looks pretty normal.
Everyone pays.
Do you not have Second Wind? Oh, you have Celerity and Axiom Arcanist. It's probably fine. I'll be honest, I am a big Axiom Arcanist hater. Personally, I've never liked it. Even back before they nerfed it. I just really don't care for it. That is my personal bias at work here, so don't read too much into it. I'm gonna go for a gank on the top lane. I'm gonna blow the Gangplank Flash and then ditto that in mid. Good job Hui getting his flash off in time, because if he didn't, he probably dies there even with flash still. Okay, this really looks like Halloween costume Syndra here. Like she just went and got a witch costume at the party store and is wearing it. I feel like all of the witch skins kind of look like that though. So, which, I mean, I guess that's what they think witches look like, but oh, I guess witches don't really look like anything because witches in that sense aren't real, so you can make them look like whatever the fuck you want. I had to let the dog in because he was being a very noisy boy. No kills yet, but whoa! Very aggressive flash there by Vermilion. And actually runs out of mana, but it doesn't matter. Just autos him to death. Yes, hello, Valor. How are you? Hi. Alright. I'm casting, so don't cause trouble, okay? That means you. Alright. Team 60 moving on to Dragon here. Gonna take it no problem.
Unleash the
Yeah, I feel bad for the East Coasters right now. It is 1:17 in the morning for them, and we might still have 2 more games to go here, depending on how this game goes. Gonna get another ganker in the top lane. Gonna go down. Bit of an early premature barrier there, kind of wasted by MF, but she does have level 6 now. If they can land another CC, that's probably a kill. Well, actually, they both have... Their bot lane has all their sums up still, so they're probably fine. Going aggressive. I really like the very aggressive posturing by Zyra there, because if they try to turn and fight back, MF can just hold them, so I like that. Good job exerting threat in that scenario. Wow, okay. They do get both of Porky's sums there. Very good. It looks like MF is building lethality first, thank God. Every time I see a Bloodthirster rush MF, I die a little inside. Oh, speaking of dying a little inside, Amumu dies a little bit on the outside there. Well played there by Hui to get the long-range snipe. People forget about that ability. See Amumu bad. I mean... Whoa! Sylvan's going to go ahead and go in here on... I don't know if that flash was necessary, but they do get her. So... I don't mind the flashing. Made sure she had no time to react. Now the all-in's going to come out here in the bot lane, but nice job by MF, kind of kiting into the bush to drop vision so she couldn't get finished off. Going to survive with a sliver of health. We're going to get another ganker in the top lane. No flash on GP. They should be able to get him here, I would think, but maybe you can kite them out with barrels. Gonna go ahead and ignite for some reason. And then he's gonna go down. I guess it does keep him from losing vision, but that dude was very dead. Interesting sums usage this game, but hey, it's a 3-minute cooldown. It'll be back. I don't mind it as much. Using Ignite liberally, I'm totally on board with because it's such a short cooldown. CSV going to go ahead and move in here on Dragon number 2. Imp not going to be able to get there in time to contest, I don't think. And they will not. Shyvana's here. Now she's going to try. She's going to ult in. She's going to be able to steal it. Okay, successful contest. But now the fight's breaking out. And do they have the damage to make this happen? Gonna land a nice Sway ult. He's going to force Syndra to have to flash away out of the pit. Okay, so it ends up being a 1-for-2 and the dragon. So good steal there by better jungler. Very, very appropriate name for what just happened. Triforce rush too on Shyvana. Interesting. I used to rush Triforce on Shyvana in the past pre-rework. I've never seen the new Shyvana rush it. The name Nami Sarsway? Does that mean something to you? Let's go Sway. I see. He's my boy. Okay, okay. That's fair. We all got our boys here in the beer league. Going for another gank here in the top lane. Still no flash on Gangplank, but doing enough damage to force Garen to back off, and that might be enough to foil this gank. Nah. Shyvana's just too tanky, does too much damage. But now Amumu's here, and Amumu has ulti. I mean, I think you need to pop it and hope you can somehow fight your way out of this. Stall long enough for Syndra to get there. Very nice double stun. And Amumu goes back in, but Syndra's going to get both kills. Okay. Whoa, whoa, hold up. I looked away for 1 second. We get a nice little Zyra combo here. We sure do, and the immediate follow-up ulti by MF. But Nami's actually the one that's up going down, and then Corki goes down as well to the Zyra burn, because she has Deathfire Touch, yes? No, it was Comet. I guess it was just the burn from this thing. Okay. Nice double kill there for the 6v bot lane. Gold's starting to pull away for them. A lot of CS, big CS leads here, especially in bot lane. The Corki Nami bot lane really struggling. Which is surprising. Do the players hear you? No, they don't. Nope, just the people in the stream. Well, the gameplay we're watching is also 3 minutes behind because of spectator delay, so they would be very confused if they heard me. I was saying I very much like that MF is going for lethality. I don't know where MF players learned or got the idea to go Bloodthirster Rush, but it's so unbelievably dog shit. I die a little bit inside every time I see it. So I'm very happy to see her going lethality instead, especially against such a squishy bot lane. The best way to be safe on MF is to kill them fast. Fuck sustain. Going for another gank here in the top lane, but that's going to be enough. They've been giving Zesty Queso a hard time. Zesty Queso refusing to buy boots. Meanwhile, the not very nice Amumu is going to come in, and that's going to be enough to get both of them. Hui's going to roam down. Is it going to be enough? No. Oh, it will. It will be enough to get the return kill on the Syndra at least. But yeah, there you go. There's the value of the Amumu. I mean, Team Ziggsby kind of making their presence felt on this map right now. And Shyvana has actually been really high impact this game. So getting a lot of really great ult plays off. So that's what I like to see. I'm a big Shyvana fan. People kind of hopped off of her really quickly after the rework because she was really strong for one patch, and then they nerfed her, and then everyone kind of stopped giving shit. So meanwhile, I'm blabbing about Shyvana while stuff is happening, which is the Samurai Jack caster special. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. Mumu gets bubbled, but then goes in on Nami, and doesn't have ulti back yet. Meanwhile, Sway gets blasted on the side by Syndra. And now the fight's going to continue. Mumu does go down, but numbers advantage here. Syndra go ahead and flash in, but no ulti, so really no follow-up. And now Shyvana's going to go in, get the unstoppable, so doesn't get stopped by the CC, and then is going to go ahead and run everybody down here, I think. Probably not going to be able to get MF, though. But that's probably a little too fast unless she gets a little too crazy here. But yeah, that's going to be Dragon going on over here to Imp. Shyvana really making big impact this game. Love to see it. And yes, thank you for being here. Chat has been a little dull this stream, so I appreciate you. Oh God, we're 3 hours in already. Oh boy. I don't know how people, like professional streamers, stream for 8 hours or more straight all the time. It just sounds exhausting. Too enamored by the gameplay to chat? Fair enough. That's why I always links the streams on my Discord when he plays. There you go. Everyone's got to have fans. Except for me! I'm gonna go in here, but gets CC trained here by the Nami. Well, this is also casting too. Yeah. Syndra gonna go ahead and use her combo, and Shyvana's like, all right, your CC's down. I'm just gonna kill you now. There you go. Shyvana did build the Healy boots, the Omnivamp boots. So they do take quite a bit longer to stack now than they did before. But I still think they're very good. You can manage to stack them. And yeah, you can't blow all your CC right there when her gap close are still up, because you'll die. So, gold pretty much evened up, more or less. Totally different than just streaming. That is true. If you're just streaming and playing, definitely a bit less energy. Although I've done that before too, and even like 3 hours is like my max before I'm just like, all right, I don't want to be in the public eye anymore, or I want to stop playing League and do something else, you know. Rift Herald. And slam into the tower. Shyvana's kind of exposed now, though. Gets CC'd here. Lumu's going to go in. Zyra's going to go in, and Shyvana's going to go down. Definitely should have thought a little bit more about slamming into that tower with all the enemies right there. Is that going to be enough to kill MF? It will. Garen's going to get some return. And meanwhile, huge AoE coming in by the way. Okay, we got to see that again. That was crazy. Free fire casting. No, thank you. I try hard. But yeah, look, they're eating all this AoE, so you keep getting all these passive procs stacking on top of each other. They had like 4 or 5 of these all stacked right on top of each other and hit all of them, so they all just basically got one shot. Whew. Okay. Red team totally got this. They want me to have to cast 5 games. They want to torture the caster and themselves. Yeah, so far they've lost a game and then come back and responded, so we'll see if they can finish this one out and force a game 5. You're a big part of why I'm bringing my team here. I assume you mean the casting? If so, thank you. I appreciate it. I do enjoy doing it. I do think it makes the league a lot more interesting. And everyone loves watching their games. They probably could do without me flaming their builds so much, but, you know, I got to do analysis during the cast, right? So, just don't build Bloodthirster on MF and we're good. He's screaming at Muffin on Mundo. Oh, yeah. That was a great clip. That was a great clip. Muffin Man, go in. Do it. Get him. Yep. Killing me, Mundo. Killing me. Yep. I remember. You gotta get the color commentary so I can just attack builds the whole time. I don't actually have a lot to say about builds this game. I think some of the boot choices are a little bit questionable, but nothing like insanely bad. So far the builds have been pretty solid. Shimano's gonna go in here, kind of along the moment. However, gets CC locked, takes the whole MF ulti. That must have done the majority of her health there. And the rest of the fight's gonna go out. Momo ulti doesn't really only hits one person, I think. So, but they're taking tons of return damage back from the Zyra. It's actually taking down the Hui for a huge shutdown. And Gangplank as well. Okay, let's go ahead and see this play again. This is a very important part of this game. Second time LDR is weird. Yeah, so Shyvana goes in, but she's CC locked in the MF ulti. So would have been fine if if she had gotten out of that MF ulti, but in the end takes all that damage, and now a big part of their front line is gone. Garen not really going for the tank build either, going for the carry build, so he's not super tanky either. There you go. The first one team fight we've seen for Team 6v in a while. And that should be enough to get them dragon here and prevent Soul Point. Second item LDR is weird. On GP, yeah, that is a little odd. They're not really building that much armor either. That's a little strange. Let me do a live bet. Yeah, I don't have AME to do. I live for the Lynch Draco feedback. We love the VOD review. There you go. Thank you. Yes. No. I don't know if you were around, but Lynch Draco was the top laner on one of my former teams that I recruited mid-season, and I had to coach that boy up into being a respectable top laner. So I've invested a lot of time into him, so when he does silly things, I get a little upsetty. Oh, gank coming in here on Porky. We'll end up going down here. Capitalizing on your investments? Yeah. Well, once they changed to the Light League and the Stout League, the value of low-cost top laners went down a lot. It used to be what would happen when it was just one league. A lot of teams would have to like just fill out their top lane as best they could with who was available. You just get a budget top laner that can handle the laning phase and show up the team fights. But now that Stout League exists, you have more points to spend. Top lane, you can afford to you can afford to spend more on a more expensive top laner. So the value picks like Lynch Draco aren't quite as valuable as they were back then. But obviously still a good top laner, probably top 3 top laner in Light League, I'd say. So nice gank there by Shyvana. Go ahead and take down the Zyra, and now MF kind of getting run down here, but she's got Ghostblade, so she'll be fine. Going way too far in here. Look at that massive MF ult damage following up on the Amumu ulti there. I mean, yeah, there's the power of the Amumu ulti. What other tank was going to let CC them like that long enough to 100-0 the Corki with MF ult? It just doesn't exist. There isn't another jungler that would have done that. Or another tank jungler that would have done that in that scenario. So, and if there are, if you say there is, you're wrong. So, don't make me ban you. We're going to go ahead and get it all in here in the bot lane. Garen, at this point, should win these. As long as he has enough damage to kill Gangplank at one spin, he should win. Gold very close. Both teams with 2 dragons. We could be here for a while still. Oh, capitalizing on your investments tomorrow. I see. Yes. Yes, I didn't understand what you said the first time, but yes, he is your top laner, so it makes sense. Makes sense indeed. Just don't let him play Riven. I have seen Lynch Draco's Riven enough, and that shit is nasty. And not the good kind of nasty. Like, damn, that's nasty. No, the bad kind of nasty. He actually popped once on it this season, but I ganked top like 3 times. I mean, yeah, if you get fed enough on Riven, you can still do stuff, even if you're bad at Riven. But I definitely would still much rather have him on Garen or Mundo or Set or something. Shyvana has managed to. So I'm surprised she still hasn't stacked this. I guess she took a while for her to get this. 3 full items. Shyvana has very interesting build possibilities because she's both AD and AP, and also tends to get a lot of health. So like you could totally go. I assume she's going. Oh, gonna be a catch down here on the Zyra. On the Garen rather, but Imp's like, okay, let's go ahead and do the Baron, that's fine. Good macro here by Imp, realizing that the whole enemy team went bot for your top laner, so trade Baron. Now they do get the Dragon in response, but that's probably a worthwhile trade. As long as you don't die to Syndra. Shyvana's gonna go for it, and Syndra is dead. This Syndra really needs to stop fucking with this Shyvana because it is not going well for her. Alright, I was going to say that I assume that this is for a Death Stance for Shyvana, which I think is totally good. And it is indeed for a Death Stance. But given the build, like, there's no reason you couldn't go, like, Overlord's Bloodmail. Just go on the double stat stacking with HP train. Get Riftmaker and Overlords and get, like, I don't know, like a Sterax final item. I think that could be an interesting Shyvana build. They were equal until that tower. Yep. Okay, so Corki has a Mana Moon, but he did not have a tier until recently. So this is going to be a very slow stacking Mana Moon. I feel like he forgot he was supposed to build Mana Moon and didn't realize until it was way too late. And then he's like, fuck, I forgot to get tier. And to be honest, at that point, you shouldn't go Mana Moon. Definitely should not still go Mana Moon at that point. At that point, you just say fuck it and you go Essence Reaver or something. Because, meanwhile, Shyvana's going to go in here again, but now she's tanking the full MF ulti. And that is the downside of not having Merc Treads here. You can probably get out of that in time if you have Merc Treads, but he does not. Gangplank ends up going down, and now both teams going to force back out with one down. The blue team tries hard, they can win easy. Yeah, I think so. I think Shyvana's going a little too ham. You can't be tanking MF removal into MF ulti by yourself. If you get 100 to 0, you're not tanky like that. You're pretty bruisery. You've got good stat line, but you're not like a Maokai or like an Ornn that could just tank that. So got to be a little more, show a little more discretion on the plays you go for. I like the aggressiveness so far. Better Jungler has been very aggressive on the Shyvana and looking to make plays, and it's worked really well for the most part, but sometimes you got to be a little more respectful of the fact that they could just turn and kill you. Especially the MF. Because that, if you're tanking a full MF ulti, that shit does a lot of damage. Let's see, how much does a full MF ulti do right now, out of curiosity? 4,311 damage. And that's before any of them that crit. So it could be a lot more than that. So yeah, can't be tanking that. And Shyvana, last item going what I assume is going to be a Jock Show, which I think is a totally fine thing to be building. Take advantage of that passive scaling. Although this is a really lame passive, I'm going to be real with you. Even at 119 stacks, it's still barely better than Garen W passive. Ugh. I know they had to trim power budget somewhere, but man, that passive just feels bad. It feels bad. Even after power farming for 30 minutes, it's still barely better than Garen's W that he gets for free. I think Blue gets the next dragon. They should definitely try. It is their soul point. Garen for a little catch here. Actually, now that I think about it, I'd really like a Zhonya's on Shyvana actually. You can go in and be aggressive and then pop Zhonya's to avoid a lot of the retaliation. I think that could be pretty clutch, honestly. But looks like she's going for Jock Show instead, which I think is totally fine. GP ult gone. It is indeed gone. GP ult's gone with the wind. It is indeed. Five ult Nami, 5-man ult Nami wave, and then GG. I mean, maybe. They do have better position on it here. Amumu having trouble getting close to the pick. Garen flanking on the side, so 6 feet kind of split up. Amumu's going to go in. Manages to yoink the dragon, so that will be Cloud Soul going on over to Team 6v. Successful dragon steal. And now as long as they don't die over here afterwards, this is a great play for Team 6v. But Shyvana is pissed. And we're going to get Kamikaze Corki here, who's going to get shot in the face by MF and get killed from half HP. Great play there by Mercenary Wolf. There's been a lot of objective steals so far, and it was finally their turn. Alvin Express. And yeah, that's going to make things tough. Although I will say, I don't think, as far as teams go, I think the actual like Cloud Soul active is actually is not very much value on Team 6v. Like Zyra, MF stops moving, Amumu is already CCing them, Gangplank is ultra far away, Syndra has already blown her damage, Zyra's already kind of blown her damage. Like, there's no real ultis that really gain a lot of value by the move speed, but the 20% bonus move speed passively is really nice. Kamikaze Corki, I mean, that's what it was. I mean, you saw it. It was Kamikaze Corki. He's like, I'm going in! Cloud Soul's mid. I think Cloud Soul is really good in general, but for this team specifically, it's just okay. And Shyvana's going to go ahead and get ulted on here, but manages to get the ulti up before getting CC locked. So gets some retaliation, but now the fight's going to break out. And Garen is there on the back line, getting CC trained. Going to go ahead and ulti Amumu, but not able to finish him off. And being a little afraid to get too close. Obviously, the SMF very, very strong. They're afraid to... Corki, what are you doing? Why aren't you... What? Did he lag out? Did he turn off his monitor? What happened? What? He just... What? Okay, hold on. You gotta see this whole fight again, because that was a very strange... That was a weird play across the board. Okay, so Shyvana gets caught here, but manages to ult in to get at least some retaliation, and then the fight's gonna break out. Garen goes in, does not finish off anybody, has to blow his ulti on Amumu, but does not get the kill, so Zyra and Amumu both get out, and lands the CC on Cinder, but not able to finish her off. Corki really not looking to capitalize on the fear, and then he goes in and then just doesn't... Corki, why are you not autoing the MF? I have questions. She was right there. She didn't go invisible. She's not a Kha'Zix. Like, I'm not sure you would have killed her, but it would have been better than whatever the fuck that was. Okay, so that is an ace 14-6v. They were probably a little too low to try Baron afterwards, but... A second plane has hit the tower. Yeah. Yeah, that was very strange. Very strange indeed. Okay. Gold about 3.5k here for 6v, but that barely matters at this point. Let's go ahead and catch up a little bit. Because Captain Rewind a Ride Jack over here loves rewinding and falling behind. I really don't like the Berserker Greaves on Garen here this game, by the way. I really think you need Merc Treads. You can't be getting CC locked by Amumu, by Zyra, by Syndra, by all these champions. You gotta keep schmoving. I mean, I would like Merc Treads on Shyvana too, but the healing is nice. I think they probably should both have Merc Treads. That's just my opinion. My objectively correct opinion. I like the replays though. No, I think the replays are good. Like, people, we're here for the team fights, right? We're here for the team fights and the big plays inside games. What's the point of seeing it once and then barely like go back and rewind it and re-see that shit? You can fast forward through some of the boring bits after, catch back up, you know. And Shyvana's gonna go ahead and lie in ambush, but like they see her, so they're gonna go ahead and go in on her here. Spell shield here on the MF, so it's gonna be harder to cancel her ulti now. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of the replays. There's a reason that sports all have instant replay, you know. You got to see the big consequential plays. You want to see it again. So, okay. Coming up on 40 minutes here. Elder is about to spawn. Garen is top, but he does have TP if need be. Oop. And Shyvana's kind of jump YOLO into them strategy is kind of, it's starting to fall off here because she's not quite tanky enough to tank their whole team in the aftermath. And she doesn't really, like her dive buddy, Garen, is not the tankiest either. So, all right, they're both going to teleport in here. Oh, going to go ahead and engage on the Shyvana and Nami, but no MF ulti follow-up. So this is good here. If you're Imp, I want to see Shyvana rip it. They've already blown the Amumu ulti. That's the thing you're most afraid of. Gotta rip it now. You gotta get in there. Gotta push it to the limit because you're in it to win it. And they accidentally aggro the Elder here, which I don't like. I mean, you already got the big ultis. You got Gangplank ult, you got a Mumu ulti. I don't know what you're waiting for here now. You already survived the most dangerous stuff. Get in there. Fuck him up. And Garen's going to go ahead and force him out here on the side. Ends up going down, does not quite get the ulti off. And they're going to go ahead and flip this Elder, which I really do not like. Especially with Garen down. Amu's going to go in. Shyvana is going to go ahead and secure it. And going to go in, but do they have the damage to actually win the fight afterwards? It does not look like it. Hwei is trying his best. One Elder Dragon execute, two Elder Dragon execute. Can he land another ability on Cinder to finish her off as well? If he can land the Q Lightning Bolt from the sky, that should be enough. Oh, Svenja just barely able to dodge it. Probably would have hit her if she didn't have that move speed from Cloud Soul. I really do not like how Imp played that after that situation. I hate coin flipping the Elder. Or I hate flipping the Elder, and I hate not just going for a fight after a Amumu ult is down. That's the main thing. Like, if they don't get a good Amumu ulti for 6v, they're in trouble. Their two big AoE ultis were down, so I really wanted to see Shyvana and company just send it there. But in the end, they do get the Elder. So they're still alive, but that was extremely dangerous. Like, if that Elder gets stolen there, they probably lose the game right there. So very risky play. Hello, I am a... Oh. Fight breaking out here. Nami's taking a lot of damage. Garen trying to get in on the side. Shiv sold boots. Yeah, that is a choice. Selling boots for Malignance at that. That is a wild choice. We'll see how it goes. But Shyvana is going in on the backline. She's gonna go down and get stun locked here. Yeah, I don't agree. I really don't agree with the decision to sell boots, especially for Malignance of all things. That is very bizarre. And Hwei in a really bad spot, gonna end up going down, but takes one down with him for now. But now Garen and Corki gotta get out of here and make sure they don't lose the game off of that. Yeah, I hate this. Get this crap out of here. Get Merc Treads, get Sterex, get something that helps you survive. What does fucking Malignance do? And they're gonna try to contest, which I hate this. No, you can't do this. Ugh.
Blue team has scored.
I mean, I guess it's really not going to matter that much, but because they have to go back and defend, but like there was no universe in which you ever get that. I mean, maybe if you somehow kill a Mumu, but yeah, no, just no. Get rid of this. Merc Treads. Merc Treads, get rid of that. Merc Treads, get rid of this. What the fuck is it called? Sterex. Like, you need to be tankier. You can't be getting CC locked and blown up as Shyvana in these fights. You just can't. And same with Garen, for that matter. He needs to swap out these booties. Get the Merc Treads, please. I'm begging you. I promise you do enough damage without the Berserker Creeps. Promise. You already got 3 crit items. You don't need Berserker Creeps. That hurts me. Hurts my soul. And now they got to defend against the Baron push here. And Shyvana does sell the Malignant into her Seeker's Arm Guard. I mean, that's better. Still don't like it, but at least it's defense. If she can get the active off. I still don't like having no boots, though. Okay, and but the extra spins. Ugh. I mean, there's a reason I harp on itemization so much, because itemization can win or lose you games if you have really good itemization or really bad itemization. So that's why I talk about it so much. And the Amumu actually gets interrupted by the Nami ult, but he's able to flash in and ult anyway, and he basically 1v3s their backline. And now Shyvana's going in, but she's getting kited like a bitch because she has no move speed. And now Garen's here is going to go ahead and get ulti on MF, but that's just going to pop the GA, and now Quay's going to go down here almost certainly. I mean, you need to somehow get back because you're not defending shit from over here, I'll tell you that. And yeah, that's going to be Game 4 and the series going on over to Team 6v. You know, is there some high down player Imp can bring it to the Light League to help their playoff chances? Right? Not anymore. Not anymore. That's it for them. So that will be the series 3-1 in favor of Team 6v, or Team Triple W, as they're actually called. I just call them 6v because I think it's funny. But yeah, I think I hate saying this because it sounds really mean, but I genuinely think they trolled their itemization and they trolled the win away. Like, I really do think that. Merc treads on Garen, Merc treads on Shiv. I think that game looks way different. But, you know, that's part of the game. And Team 6v capitalized on it, and they came out with the win. So congratulations to them. They will move on to the Light League Finals next week. And then they will face either Team Cake or... who is Team Cake facing? I actually don't know. It doesn't say in the schedule thread. I don't know who they play, but whoever wins that match will go on to face 6v in the finals. So congrats to them on making it to the finals. And yeah, that'll be it for me tonight. Thank God. It's super late. It's 11 p.m. for me. It's 2 a.m. for the East Coast folks. So yeah, I'll wrap it up for tonight. I look forward to another stream tomorrow, hopefully, for the other Light League semifinals match. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.